Hopper once said, "Women are naturals at computer programming. Just like planning a dinner, it requires patience and the ability to handle detail." Today, 9 out of every 10 of the world's developers are male. In the United States, only 29% of programmers are female, with women sometimes earning less than their male counterparts for the same jobs. These figures tend to make us forget that women were actually foundational to computer programming. Back when the work had little prestige, they developed the basics that spurred innovations today. And in recognition, this video is going to focus on 5 female programmers whose stellar contributions transformed our world today. Margaret Hamilton. The first woman on this list was the person who coined the term software engineering. She was born at a time when no research had been done into software as an individual field and pretty much had to learn on her own. Hamilton had a degree in mathematics, and she had intended to do a graduate study before deciding on a side job in weather prediction at the MIT. From here, she joined the Lincoln Laboratory, where she worked at the Semi-Automatic Ground Environment, or SAGE program, for detecting enemy aircraft. Her genius drew attention and earned her the respect of her colleagues. While at the lab, she learned that the MIT Instrumentation Laboratory had received a contract to develop software for the Apollo project, and, intrigued, decided to go there instead of graduate school. Hamilton was the first programmer and woman to be hired on this project, proceeding to lead a team of nearly 100 engineers. The most popular story of her career is the crucial moment when astronauts had to choose between landing the lunar module or aborting the mission. Earlier, she discovered a glitch that could overwhelm the system's 72 kilobytes of memory with so much information that it would crash. She amended this by designing the program to execute tasks in the order of priority, such that when a hardware problem sent the Eagle into overdrive, it was Hamilton's attention to detail that saved the day. Margaret Hamilton was awarded the NASA Exceptional Space Act in 2003 and the Presidential Medal of Freedom, the highest civilian honor in the United States, for her remarkable work. Ada Lovelace. During a period when women in technical fields were a considerable rarity, Ada Lovelace assisted Charles Babbage on developing his proposed calculating machine, the analytical engine. She was born to the British poet Lord Byron in 1815 and is widely regarded as the first ever computer programmer. She received advanced training from a mathematician-logician, and according to her, the analytical engine weaves algebraic patterns just as the jacquard loom weaves flowers and leaves. While Babbage never succeeded in completing his machine, Lovelace's work is still remembered today. The second Tuesday in October is known as Loveless Day in celebration of women in STEM, and the programming language, Ada, was named after her. Joanne Clark. Joanne Clark was a wartime codebreaker at Britain's Bletchley Park, where she worked on decoding German encryptions under the Enigma project. She had first been discovered by a supervisor at Cambridge, Gordon Welch, who noticed her exemplary mathematical skills and recruited her into the Government Code and Cipher School, GCCS. Her talents quickly transformed her into one of the most skillful cryptanalysts in the unit, competing easily with her male counterparts. Although she could only go as far as deputy head of her section for gender reasons, Clark was awarded the Member of the Order of the British Empire after the war and went on to receive other awards. It is said that Bletchley may have hastened Germany's defeat by as much as 2 years. Clark is depicted by Keira Knightley in the 2014 movie The Imitation Game. Grace Hopper. Grace Hopper's story might really depend on whom you ask. She was a military officer, an academic, and a software developer. Born Grace Brewster Murray in New York City in 1906, she was known for her curiosity and determination to discover things. At age 7, she dismantled several alarm clocks in a bid to unravel how they worked. Grace went on to study mathematics and physics at Vassar, graduating Phi Beta Kappa in 1928. She obtained a master's degree at Yale, after which she returned to Vassar in 1931. Grace was awarded a doctorate in mathematics from Yale University in 1934, and 7 years later was promoted to associate professor. When the Second World War began, Grace was inspired to serve her country. But after falling short of the Navy's service age requirements, she applied to join reservists and, in usual form, graduated top of her class at the Naval Reserve Midshipmen's School. She developed an extensive manual for the IBM Mark I computer, where she was assigned to work as a programmer. Shortly after she joined the Eckhart-Mauchly Computer Corporation in 1949, she came up with the idea that humans and computers could work together if machines spoke English. Although it was initially seen as ridiculous, the results were Hopper's development of the AO compiler and the programming languages, Flowmatic and Mathematic. In In 1959, she provided consultation to the committee that developed the Common Business-Oriented Language, or COBOL, as it is known today. She was also the first person in the world to use bug as a disruptive element within a computer, when scientists found a literal one in the Mark II circuitry. Hopper retired as a Rear Admiral in 1986 and has been rewarded with multiple awards, including the posthumous Presidential Medal of Freedom in 2016. Till her death, she was fondly known as Amazing Grace and the Queen of Code. The Eniae Women. The Eniae Women were a group of 6 women who programmed the world's first electronic digital computer. Their work, which was very instrumental in the development of the hydrogen bomb, involved a great deal of precision and technical skill. But at the time, they were seen as regular operators and their roles were ignored for decades. There is still a lot of work to be done in ensuring that these women are recognized for their work, and we as creators must continue to tell these stories. Guys, that's all for today's episode. Did you notice that all the women on this list were affiliated to mathematics? Considering that you don't really need it to become a programmer today, what do you think were the reasons for this? Write your thoughts in the comments section below, and if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe.